Fuck this team. Fuck this quarterback. This coaching staff. To have 2 weeks to prepare for what you just saw was absolutely unacceptable. That was total bullshit. Hats off to the defense. 6 sacks, whatever it was. They didn't force a turnover. To play a 3-3 game, Nick Folk missed not 1 but 2 field goals. You can't capitalize. This game falls on the shoulders of, number one, on the quarterback, on Zach Wilson. He played an atrocious game, probably one of the worst of his career. This, for me personally, this could solidify it for me. He's not the guy. I've had enough of this bullshit. To go out there and see this candy ass go out there and he can't even complete a fucking screen pass. It's just totally disgusting. It's terrible. It's unwatchable. I could complete a fucking screen pass. I could. You're throwing the ball over their head, at their feet, off their shoulder pads. This kid's terrible under pressure. He's awful under pressure. I mean, is Belichick in your head? On paper, we got the best team. I'm surprised the locker room isn't divided at this point. Knowing if I'm on that defense and I busted my ass to keep you in the game, Tony, absolutely, Tony, what? There's so I could go on and on and on. But if I'm a defensive player in that locker room, I want Zach's head. I'm telling you, if you're telling me that not one guy is not begging for Mike White to play, you're out of your skull. If the coach wants to see some type of change, you have to play Mike White at some point in time to salvage the season. You know, for those guys that were in training camp, that busted their ass, that played hard, signed late, and now you could possibly make a playoff run only to throw the season away to watch this guy's development, it's not fair to the rest of the locker room. Garrett Wilson was pissed. He wasn't completing passes to him. He's the best receiver on the team. I mean, Mims was trying to do his thing. Moore, he made an appearance, fine. Michael Carter completely shut down. James Robinson, invisible. Ty Johnson is getting carries. Why? He stinks. I am completely shell-shocked to lose like that in the last fight. You don't even get a chance at overtime. You don't. No chance at overtime. Nothing. Just 14 consecutive losses. But don't worry, we got the receipts. Because we talked shit for 2 weeks. We talked shit for a week the last time. Guess what? You lost the tiebreaker, and instead of first place, you're in last place, where we've been for the past decade. I want an apology from this coaching staff. I want an apology from this fucking quarterback and his shitty-ass offensive coordinator that clearly doesn't trust him to throw a pass longer than freaking 5 yards. I want an apology as a fan. And thank God I didn't pay to go to another game this year. Thank God I didn't bet this game. Thank God I chickened out. To everyone out there who said bet the money line, I was wrong. Hand up. I'm sorry. But you won't get that out of them. You won't. So where do we go from here? Do you feel confident this guy's going to go out there and show that he was a better quarterback than Justin Fields, who he got drafted ahead of next week? Do not be surprised if the Jets are listed as the underdog next week as the home team. Don't be surprised if the line comes out that the Jets are going to be +3. Don't be surprised. Because that's how pathetic they are right now. They look terrible. And you know the media is going to be ready to bash them tomorrow morning to say that the Buffalo game was a fluke. So, I'm pissed off. You should be pissed off. I want a new quarterback. And you know what? Furthermore, when we had an entire quarter to take the lead, we got a competent kicker. I was rooting openly for them to tear his ACL. I'm on record saying it. And you know what? People are going to pass judgment on me for saying it. I don't care if he gets hurt. I hope he gets hurt, because that's the only way that Mike White will get on the field, because this coaching staff, specifically Saleh, is too loyal to this quarterback. There's no accountability when there's mistakes, errors, interceptions, turnovers, you name it. There is no accountability. There never is. There never is. He's too loyal to his guys, especially to veterans. Do I need to say anything else? I'm totally shell-shocked. Totally shell-shocked. I know what, never mind the Bears game next week. Don't be surprised. They will be listed as underdogs in every single game for the rest of the season going forward. I'm sorry. I don't see a playoff team anymore. I don't see it. Now with this kid at quarterback, 77 yards through the air with 2 weeks to prepare is not acceptable in the National Football League. It's not. And I don't want to hear any bullshit that he didn't throw an interception. Give me a fucking break. He stinks. He's not the guy. Jimmy G is going to be available in the offseason in 2023. Does he want 20 to 25 million on a 2-year deal, 3-year deal? And let's make a playoff run with a competent quarterback. Our offensive line will be stronger next year. We got the weapons to put around him. We got a good backfield. Why not? Why should you hold back the rest of the roster? Because this one over here that we took second overall, he can't even find the laces. Give me a break. And if I'm talking out of my ass, let's say something. You can say anything you want in the chat, and I'll answer anyone who's watching me. But I'm on record. I hope to God he tears his ACL next week or gets some devastating injury to get him off the field. He's that bad. And I don't care if any judgment's passed on me. He's holding the team back. The team is a good roster. I'm on the team of next year. We're always thinking about next year, Joe. We all are. Oh my God. Oh my God. I did not expect this, but then somebody will tell me, you should have expected it as a Jet fan. Going into Foxborough, the NFL was not going to allow us to win. They weren't. So, I'm pissed off, like all of you should be. I should be watching the press conference right now, but I'm too disgusted to watch what the excuse is going to be this week, or how we had a wonderful 2 weeks of practice. Listen, if the NFL gave you Lombardi trophies on how wonderful of a practice you had, we would have been Super Bowl champions 10 or 12 years in a row, because it's all I ever hear about. What a great week of practice that we had. Newsflash, I don't hear any of the teams that win all the time talk about how great practice was, whether it was the Patriots, the Packers, the Seahawks in their heyday, Buffalo now, Kansas City, the programs that are consistently used to winning all the time. I never hear about what a wonderful week of practice they had. I don't care anymore. Please, Chicago, aim for his knees next week. Injure this kid. He's not that big. Just injure him so we can get our competent quarterback. I hope to God he gets hurt. I hope to God that he gets hurt. I'm going to hashtag the Jets on this video. I'll send it to every Jets Facebook group that's out there. I want him injured next week so we can get Mike White on there and possibly start winning some games. And hell, maybe we'll start throwing for at least 200 a game, like everybody else does in the National Football League. It's not fair for the fans that buy this shit, that shit over there, this other garbage that we pay for, and then we just get left, in the dirt, like yesterday's newspaper. It's not fair. Jose, what's going on, my man? Thanks for tuning in. Another brutal loss. I don't want to hear about Zach's 5-2 record. I'm not interested. It's phony. This team has been winning defensively in spite of their just struggling young quarterback. I'm sorry, he's not cut out for the National Football League. Maybe as a backup quarterback, but expecting him to play 17 games, I don't see it. I've made up my mind. I've seen enough. So with that being said, I'm gonna cut this short. Fuck this quarterback. He stinks. This coaching staff needs to get it together. Specifically, you, Coach LaFleur. Because when you're running shotgun on 3rd and short, it doesn't make any freaking sense. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to try to watch some competent football now. Have a good night.